What's up, guys? Well, I'm fixing to do another sink for somebody. This one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do the colors a little bit different. It's going to have a lot of earth tones in it, browns. It's going to have some almond, white. But I'll turn the camera on and give you guys a look at the sink. Okay, guys, here's the sink that I'm doing, or going to do. It's pretty wide from here to here. It's not like my normal sinks that are only about that wide. But these are the colors we're going to be using. Let's see, that's my alcohol. I'm using white. I'm going to be using, this is leather brown. This is almond. But anyway, and the next video is going to be, that's going to be a sample that I'm doing for this counter. The counter's not complete yet, but I'll take you guys along on that ride too. Anyway, I'm gonna get set up and get ready to do this sink. Okay, guys, we're gonna be using this Wise Bond bar and tabletop epoxy. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mix up my epoxy, and I'm going to be using this black graphite metallic powder, pigment powder, for my base on the sink. Once I get that done, then I'll go through and add my color to it where it needs to be. So let's get this show on the road. I like putting my hardener in first, and the reason is the resin's a little thicker and it won't stick to the side as much when you put your hardener in first. And I'm more than likely going to be mixing up 2 batches of resin, maybe. We'll see how it works out. I need to get my gloves on too real quick before I get all sticky. Because for some reason I can't seem to work with epoxy without getting it all over me. So that's where the gloves come in handy. I have a bird outside my window that is driving me crazy. Let's put this hardener in. I mean the resin, rather. Ooh, it's thick. Now, if you're using a mixing paddle like this to mix it, make sure you hold on to your container, because if you don't, this epoxy is so thick, it's going to grab this whenever you go to mix it, and it's going to hang on to that container. It'll sling epoxy everywhere. Trust me, you don't want that to happen. That's a nasty cleanup. But let's get this mixed up real quick. Then I'll add my black graphite to it. One thing I've got to do real quick, scrape the sides real good to get all that unmixed epoxy off. We get it out into the mass, so I can get it mixed. You want to scrape the bottom as well. Look how thick that epoxy is. It's a little on the chilly side in here. Let me pick this up. Let me sit this right here. I hope you guys can see. Now I'll use my paddle, mix it up real good again. Now I'm going to put my graphite powder in. And my battery dies on me. I'm gonna have to finish mixing this by hand, I guess. Which is okay. Okay, I got my El Cheapo Brusho. I gotta get some napkins and get that epoxy right there off this sink real quick. There we go. Alright, I want to start by getting all this epoxy out on this sink real quick. You don't want it sitting in your container too long. I'll take my brush and I'll prime it real quick. And I'll get this spread out. Not quite sure I have enough mixed up. I'm used to mixing for smaller sinks. It's okay, we can mix a little more up. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but my neighbor over there has a whole bunch of hens, chickens. See, I can't do anything without getting epoxy all over me. Let me mix a little bit more up. I'll get a fresh container. It ain't gonna take much. That's 5 ounces of the hardener. And we're gonna do 5 ounces of the resin. Another mixing stick. I'll just mix this a little bit by hand right here. See how it gets milky? Now if you're mixing by hand like this, you want to mix it for about 7 minutes. I'm going to plug this heater back in and get a little bit on the warm side in here. Now I'm going to add my black graphite back to it. Sorry if you guys can't see. I can't set it up on the sink anymore. You want to make sure you mix it real good if you're mixing by hand with that pigment powder in it. so you don't get no clumps. That doesn't look very good in your project. I'm just going to add a little bit more of this to it. Going to allow that to flow on its own. One thing I am going to do real quick is hit this with a torch real quick to bust some of the air bubbles up. Still see it has some air in it, but that'll go away when I use my heat gun on it. Alright. We're going to start out with this almond. And I'm not, usually I'll spray the color straight on the sink. Not going to do that this time. I'm going for a little bit of a different look. You want to make sure you have a little bit extra, like right here where the sink goes down to the bowl. The reason is that epoxy is going to pull that color down in that bowl. Now we're going to go for this leather brown. I know it's not going to show up real good on this black graphite. Well, it may. Actually showing up better than I thought it was going to. And the same right here, you're going to make sure you have enough color right here to when it goes down, runs down that bowl, it's able to pull that color with it. I know what you're thinking, it looks like a mess right now, but just wait till I get it done. I'm going to use this here gloss chestnut. I'm not going to use a whole lot of it. Now we're going to put gloss white. maybe. I'll have to use some different light. I'm going to use this white sparingly too. We're going to take a heat gun and we're going to meld all these colors together. Well, not together, but you'll see what I'm talking about. See how it's pulling that color with it? You want to make sure you got enough color in them areas where it goes down into the bowl. Because if not, it'll end up pulling all your color, and you don't want that. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of this here almond by itself and put just a little teeny bit in these bare areas. Now let me get my heat gun. When you first fire your heat gun up, make sure you do it away from your project, that way you don't blow no dust on it. I'm going for not a subtle, but I'm spreading these colors out pretty thin. They don't want a whole bunch of bunched up color. pretty good to me. Now I'll just go across the whole thing one time and make sure I got all the air out of it. Now I'll look over and make sure that it looks the way that I want it to. And if I see any spots that don't look right, I'll move them. That looks pretty good to me. Except that back side right there. Let me do something different with that. Add a little color besides that white. Where's my brown? My brown, my brown, my brown. Chestnut. Well, that'll work. Now we hit that with a heat gun. Now we'll get the camera down. Okay guys, here it is. It's not, I mean it's pretty, no doubt. I wish this camera would do these colors justice. It just doesn't. See if I can get some detail for you guys. Like right here on this corner, all that. That's what they want, subtle color changes. I like that right there, a little bit of lacing right there. Forgive me about that glare. And for those of you guys know how I pour my sinks, you know I do them in two pours, one being the main body of the sink, the other being the backsplash. That'll be a separate video right there. There it is, guys. Wow, it's a big sink. It's hard to fit it in my camera. That's it right there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Anyway, guys, I want to thank the recent subscribers that we've gotten. The channel's growing slowly, but it's growing. And man, that's some pretty lacing. I wish some colors would come out on camera. It's just, the camera don't do it no justice. But anyway, I want to thank the recent subscribers that have subscribed to the channel. I'm going to start getting more videos out more frequently instead of one every 14 days or something like that, whatever it's going on. I got my little workshop, it's 80% complete. But I'll be doing my videos in here from now on. I won't be out there around all that external noise. I'll still be able to hear some things in here, but not nowhere near as much. But yeah, I want to thank the recent subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button if I've earned it. Only if I've earned it. I don't want you to subscribe if this channel's not for you. Because we have a real tight-knit little family going on here, and that's the way I want to keep it. I want to keep us all tight-knit. We have our mind focused on epoxy, and yeah. So if this is for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, please. That helps get the channel growing a little better. And please comment anything. I don't care if it's just to say hello or hi or, oh, your work looks like crap, anything. Just leave me a comment, because that also helps the channel out. And share it, please, on Facebook. Share it everywhere. That helps get the channel going. Let me give you a look at this again. See them colors right there? Now when I look at it, and I look at it through the camera, it looks completely different. Hopefully it'll look good on screen whenever I get it on YouTube. I thank you for watching. Have a good day. God bless.